Let's see. I don't know what's going on here. All right, maybe it's going. Let's see. Yeah, it's going. So hopefully you can hear me all right. Hi, my name is Sam over at Head Trash Anonymous, talking about my book I Don't Dwell. And I think I got my I Don't Dwell shirt on today. Yeah, but this is my book here. Now you can get a free e-copy on the Head Trash Anonymous group. And I talked about, in the first two chapters, all my health challenges that I had, the multiple sclerosis, the bipolar. You can see those earlier videos where I talk about those other chapters. Then chapter 3, finding meditation, then how meditation changed my life. And you can go back and watch those earlier videos where I actually go through some of those meditations. Then some of the later chapters, I talk about my recovery process. Well, this next chapter, chapter 6, is the fire within. And the thing with me was I had multiple sclerosis. So my nervous system was sort of messed up in a big way because MS is a disease of the brain and spinal column. So it's all with the myelin sheaths. So the body had a tendency to short circuit. So my walking became very challenged. Sight became a challenge. Even swallowing became a challenge. Like I had all these difficulties. So I had to get my body rewired, if you will, to correct all these issues. So once again, I just follow my intuitive voice the whole time that I've been doing this. Do yoga, drink water, less TV, all those yoga insights. But one thing I didn't really plan on was when this insight came to do this chakra balancing meditation. The way I found that was kind of interesting. I just felt I needed to do a guided meditation. Then I was like, okay, which one? And I just went through a list, and I just found the one that just resonated with me, like this one, a chakra dhyana meditation, which is for balancing the chakras, which according to the Indian culture, actually came from the Hindus. The energy centers within the body from the crown to the third eye, to the throat, to the heart, and all the way down to I even forget all the chakras. I haven't refreshed because it wasn't that important in this part of my journey to know all my chakra points. But what this meditation does will have you visualize a certain color coming into each area, but actually modified it a bit according to my insights. But first, I feel like I'm jumping ahead here. First, how do you feel the energy body? So just want to get quiet here for a moment. Just allow the mind to settle in. If the thoughts get busy, just come back to my voice or feeling your feet on the ground. Now just scan your body. Do you notice any tingling, any vibration? Maybe just focus on your hands and you're mentally touching your hands with your mind. Feel the tingling. Feel maybe some warmth. That's the energy body. That's the prana, the chi. So this courses throughout the body. This is how acupuncture works through the meridian points. That it works just through the energy body. So just feeling that energy and bringing it into balance, if you will. This is the only time I did a formal meditation practice because you have to sit a certain way, breathe a certain way, have your posture a certain way to have your chakras and your energy centers lined up. If that makes sense to you. If it doesn't, that's fine. You can watch the next video. Just part of my journey. But I don't focus on it so much today. I just needed to do it right then. Then I let that go. I don't do this energy work anymore of opening up my chakras, if you will. Because they're pretty much all open for me now because of this thing called a Kundalini awakening that I talk about in this chapter. Basically, the theory is when the body is created, a drop of this prana shakti, this universal energy, comes into the top of the head and just descends through the body, bringing life to the body. Then it just roots at the base of the spine and just remains dormant. So this Kundalini energy just remains dormant, sitting in your body. And for a lot of people, it never wakes up. It just stays there dormant. But what happened for me when I did this practice was this is fully awakened. When it awakened, it wasn't a straight path per se, because this is the Sushumna. You have your Ida and your Pingala, the other channels I talk about in the book. So it wasn't coming straight in the center for me. It was out of balance because some of the chakras were blocked. So it was really strong on like the right side at one point. It was really strong on the left side at one point. But it was just strong in different points. But I kept doing this meditation, this chakra dhyana meditation, and just seeing that then my chakras were opening up. And when it fully awakened, it was quite the profound experience. I felt like I was on fire. That's why I call the chapter The Fire Within. I felt like this Kundalini sparked a fire within me. I felt like I was constantly being electrocuted. But I just had the deep knowing that I was being aggressively rewired, which was needed for my healing journey because the multiple sclerosis did so much damage. At that point, I really had no coordination on the left side of the body. But today, I can juggle. I'm the only known person that can juggle that has been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. I've yet to find anyone else that has multiple sclerosis and can juggle. I've asked around a bit, and no one has volunteered themselves. That my MS was pretty severe. And that varies by person to person. But for me, I lost the ability to walk at 37 from the multiple sclerosis. But I made a full recovery now. And this is what I talk about in my book, I Don't Dwell, in case you happen to tune into this. And you get a free copy of my book, an e-copy, in my group, Head Trash Anonymous, because the publisher went out of business. I didn't feel like republishing it, so I just give it away. And just prepare for the next book that I'm working on, The Head Trash Games. But you can find more about me over at Don't Dwell. So this energy body is really curious. Now, if you notice that tingling was there, that's the body. And how Reiki works, if we want to talk about that for a moment, is they send energy out through your hands and into the body. So we're just going to do a quick test so you can see how you can send energy to yourself, if you will, for your own healing. So we're just sitting here, being quiet, just keeping your focus on my voice. If the mind gets busy, just focus on your feet, your hands, focus on your body. Now just put your hands in front of you, palms facing each other. Maybe like a foot out in front of you, or pretty close to the body, doesn't really matter. But you want to put your hands in front of you. And you just feel them getting warmer and warmer and warmer, your hands. You're just touching your hands with your mind. It almost feels like your hands are catching fire as the intensity increases as you focus and focus. I mean, you feel like you have some ignition there, some fire. Put your palms up to your forehead. Notice the tingling. Notice the fire, the flame going within you. This is just sending that universal energy into you. This is how Reiki works. Just sending universal energy into you. So that's the energy body. And I talk about some of my other experiences that I had during this time. Because you have to realize when your mind's really noisy, you blend into the rest of the population that's trapped in their noise, their mental garbage. So when you drop into meditation, the mind goes quiet. You suddenly become a bright light to the paranormal world. So it becomes like a moth to a flame. And I didn't really know this at the time because I never had a teacher. So when I was in meditation, sometimes I would hear people walking around that weren't there. Sometimes electronics would act funny in the house, like the lights flickering and other stuff. But I just had a sense that beings were around me. But once I was going through this full Kundalini awakening, I was also very hypersensitive. I could just drop into a meditation during yoga, and I could just tell who was walking through the doors by their energy signature. Because everyone has a unique soul signature, if that makes sense. Their own soul vibration. But we're all this one perfect spirit with a slightly different vibration in the soul. Kind of deep. I just really want to talk about this energy body that's within. And I haven't really read my book since then, just talking about what I remember or what's important from that. Just important to know that you will have some paranormal experiences. Another thing that happens that's kind of wild when you move a lot of energy through you, like if you're doing energy healing work, maybe chakra balancing, maybe this Kundalini meditation, is that a lot of energy going through the body has some physical effects. There might be some purging. You might have some diarrhea, some nausea. In my case, my energy builds up. It feels like a volcano. Then I sneeze and I discharge that extra energy. Because you have to realize that our lowest core, we are nothing but energy. So that's what I talk about in a lot of these meditations that I do, these healing meditations, is that, everything can be healed, if you will, or pain can be resolved if you bring awareness and energy to that. And if that interests you, you can find those videos on YouTube. But that's really what I wanted to talk about tonight, was this energy body that's within us, that's always there. And once this goes quiets, your gifts will naturally arise, whatever they may be for you. I find that I'm pretty good with the psychic abilities, the mediumships, telepathy, if you will. That's how I work with people. I just drop into meditation. I just join my energy with their energy, and I simply know things that I cannot explain about them, where they're stuck, where they're blocked, and help them guide them through that, because everyone has the ability to heal themselves. It was kind of unique what I did, but I see other people having another unique things that they're doing for themselves. That everyone has this ability to heal themselves. And we see this in the journals. We see the placebo effect. If somebody's convinced they can take a pill and it will heal them, no matter if it's a regular pill or a sugar pill, and their belief system is so strong, it will heal them. And that's what I'll talk about next week in the chapters on thoughts and beliefs, about how our thoughts and beliefs create these new realities. But there is no one on the call with me now here in Zoom to ask me these questions. So not much is coming to me that needs to be discussed that hasn't been talked about. But there's all sorts of things you can do with the energy body to realize that we're ultimately energy. And if this doesn't make sense to you, then lay out photos of yourself from different years, like a 5-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 20-year-old, a 30-year-old. Just lay all those photos out and ask yourself, I have all these different bodies. Where did I go? Where did you go? No place. The energy that animates the body, your consciousness, never changes. The one who sees through the eyes, the one who hears these words, the one who listens. And we're all part of the oneness. If this doesn't make sense, can you distinguish my voice from your listening? Once again, can you distinguish my voice from your listening? No, because it's part of the one, that it is the universal consciousness. You can't separate things in oneness, the energy that's always there, that's connecting with all things. And this is what I talked about as well, as when I was going through this Kundalini awakening, having all these experiences, feeling like I was on fire, I was simply in yoga class one day doing an inversion, meaning my feet were up. I just feel this weird energy leaving my mid back up through my feet. I didn't think anything of it until I woke up the next morning and I saw I was one with everything, that I was one. There was no separation. As the Buddhist saying says, I was one with the 10,000 things, that there's no separation. Just this connection, this love for all. I'm just seeing if there's anything in here that I need to cover that I didn't talk about in this book. But okay, here I talk. After 4 months of this daily chakra meditation, the Kundalini awakened completely. So for four months, maybe just the head wouldn't open, or maybe just the throat or the heart. Like I said, for a while it was out of balance. So it took me 4 months to get all the chakras into balance. Then the fire really flamed up, if you will. So it took me 4 months from when I'm reading in the book, because I don't remember. That was a couple of years ago, and I let the past go. I'm not one to dwell there because it doesn't serve me. All I know is right here, right this moment. Yeah, so it felt like the sun was blazing through me through the Kundalini experience. If people are asking, did I have a Kundalini experience? I ask them one simple question. How long did it last? A full Kundalini awakening, and I've read this from a few people, lasts between 6 months to 5 years. Some people get a taste for a week, maybe a month, then it dissipates. Just getting a taste. Just a little more work needs to be done to open up some other chakras. Then it will fully awaken. But just be prepared for a wild ride for 6 months to 5 years. Go at your own risk, if you will. Let's see if there's anything else that I need to take. Oh, also, let's see. Let's see if there's anything here. Let's see. I don't think there's anything else here. I think I did some, energy discovery exercises with you. Now, this is interesting. Jesus said in the Bible, you are the light of the world. That's ultimately is that we are light. We are energy. We are the perfect spirit. So realize that your spirit is fine. Just the outer hasn't caught up. So you need to do that meditation practice, the mindfulness practice. Allow your inner to match your outer. Allow your vibration, your soul signature to match your outer vibration, if you will. When I was dealing with all my injuries, all my traumas, the body was vibrating lower than my spirit, if you will. And this is what I haven't really talked about in the book, I don't think. But my reality is a lot different now. I don't see things as solid. And science has proven that 99% of the items that we see is empty space. Atoms are mostly 99.9% empty space. So after my Kundalini awakening, I was given this interesting skill, if you will. I see everything has a slight vibration to it. Like, it's really weird if I look at my reflection, on the monitor here. Well, the monitor is kind of flat, but if I was to actually look in a mirror and really feel the vibration, now my glasses are vibrating different than my skin. Everybody I see looks like they're wearing a wig because the hair is vibrating different than the skin. Even my teeth are vibrating different than my skin. Because every material has a different vibration. And if you're really sensitive, you can detect these changes. All right, I think that's enough of the weirdness, if you will. And if this doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. On to the next. But you gotta keep open, keep yourself exploring, and just realize that you are enough. Wishing you peace. You can find me over at Head Trash Anonymous on Facebook or my website, Don't Dwell. All right, have a good night. Bye-bye.